Hey everyone, welcome to Reddit Readout. Today we are checking out Entitled Parents. Story 1. I can't believe my own damn mother, originally from EntitledParents. Be the first to comment. Nobody's responded to this post yet. Add your thoughts and get the conversation going. Story 2. Entitled Parents ruin 17th birthday. So this is well over a year past, but I decided to share this to vent. I, F18, was excited for my 17th birthday, as any kid would be. I had seen my 4 siblings get their presents and birthday celebrations, party for kids who wanted them, dinner for kids who chose not to have a party. I was excited because I finally had friends to invite to a party. I hyped the week up, telling them that I wanted to bring my friends to watch movies and have pizza and play board games. I had decided to work that day, only to see my favorite co-workers. When my dad woke me up, nothing was said. I went to work and came home and just sat around. I got no presents, no happy birthdays, no dinner. When I brought it up to my parents later, they said that we didn't have the money at the time to afford me presents or a party. I was hurt, but understanding, we'd always had money issues. But later that evening, Dad took me and my sister to Best Buy, where he bought himself the newest Xbox console. I was hurt and cried myself to sleep. I never did get a 17th birthday party or presents of any sort. The best part of my day was my boyfriend driving to my job on his day off, just to see me on my break. TLDR, parents told me I wouldn't get a party/presents, then went out to buy a new gaming console on my birthday. Story 3. Entitled Mother abuses her parents, blackmails her son for his dad's child support money. For context, read this first. So, currently, I am 21M now. A lot of things has changed since the last time I wrote that post. My grandmother has gotten dizzy by overheating. So, some people know how my mother, 39F, has been very abusive towards everybody. She even went to my own Facebook account to delete/block my family, dad's side, and add herself into it when I was young, because she was pissed off about a graduation that essentially, she wasn't allowed to be in. Fast forward to today, and obviously, things have escalated a bit further. My grandfather, dad's side, passed away due to stage 4 cancer. But, he left me, 2 other uncles, dad's side, unmentioned in original post, and my dad some inheritance. One got a Jeep. One got a Camaro. One got his farm, and I got an XL7, childhood vehicle, of course. That's what he said to my grandmother before he passed away. In Puerto Rico, after you hit the age of 21, you are now legally classified as an adult. Which means I cannot call CPS. But unfortunately, this also presents another problem. ASUM, a child support services office, won't clear the debt that my dad has to pay. Okay. So, that's fine. I was told at my birthday, I will get the XL7 and my money. I never got it. My entitled mother was pissed, but of course, I wasn't. I understood the situation, as my grandmother, dad's side, was on vacation, and my dad cannot manage anything legally due to him having legal problems with ASUM. So, I got a letter from ASUM, meaning that my mother cannot handle the case as that I'm now of age, I can handle the case myself. Joy! Because this is exactly what I needed to hear since I was 18. Unfortunately, entitled mother has other plans in case if I don't do anything. My grandmother and dad explained to me that I have to go to ASUM to clear things up and to let them get me a new card, since apparently ASUM glitched out and put my account and my brother's account into one card, or let the money be wired to my bank account. In April, I borrowed a car, went to my local university, got out of class, went with my dad to ASUM in Calle, and unfortunately, all the cases of that had to be handled in Caguas. Okay. So, let's go to Caguas. Oh wait, I can't go. Because my entitled mother refuses to lend me the car to go to Caguas. That's fine, because I can go with my dad. Oh wait, he forgot and now won't do anything. So, here I am, with no child support money, and the XL7 I was promised. Oh wait, but what does my entitled mother do? Instead of being respectful like any other human being, she decided to go to the same route that she did towards my two grandparents in 2012, right when my grandfather was diagnosed with cancer. She decides to blackmail/threaten me, that if I don't get an answer from my grandmother or my dad, she'll go to some judge or whatever that's handling my case, and then make me legally incapacitated, essentially, making me treated like I'm legally mentally disabled or underaged. The problem is that she has been too greedy, as her plans consist of her leaving me her car and taking mine, so when her car breaks down, I have to pay for all the stuff. To top it off, she claims she'll lend me her car to go to therapy, and she never did, and then gets angry because I never went to therapy, and she's been wanting my $10,000 of owed child support money to fund her own food truck business, when I was going to use said money to move out to the US and get a job. And apparently, according to her, I have exactly 3 days, at the time of writing this post, to get my money and the vehicle, or else, I'm apparently going to be incapacitated. This is utterly depressing. I even tried getting help from crowdfunding, but unfortunately, I can't seem to do that because GoFundMe refuses to put the money on my own account because they don't like Puerto Rico. To top it off, I'm taking care of my grandparents, her parents, and they're also pinning the blame on me for not calling them, despite that she's being greedy enough to where she's forcing me to get all my stuff now, or be a slave. She claims she wants to see me succeed, she wants me to do better, and she wants me to be successful. But, all I see is that she wants me to be her slave, she wants me to do everything by her bidding, especially if I'm 21 or older, and she wants me to fail. There's a reason why I have plans on moving out. I can't handle people like her. I can't even talk to a therapist, because they all disclose the information to her, regardless of age, when she's not allowed to. I can't even go to therapy. She won't let me go. She expects my therapists to call me, when the office said that I have to be there. She's an entitled, and a greedy son of a BTCH. But she is also a freaking criminal. And the fact that the Puerto Rican police refuses to do a case investigating her for possible domestic abuse, Title 54? It's dumb. Story 4. What does that mean? My mom was trying to set me up with some dude I did not think was my type, and when I told her as much, she proceeded with a speech about if she was my age, I'm 41 BTW, she's 71, she'd run circles around me. I told her no, she wouldn't, because I don't compete for male attention. She was pissed. What was her point in saying this? I have no doubt in my mind my mom is a pick-me and would have tried to compete, but she, like most women I run into like this, end up confused AFBC again. I don't compete for male attention, I never have. So what did she mean? What was her point? Why even think this SMDH? Story 5. Entitled Airline Mom. So I work for a major American airline. Literally AA actually, and I've had a plethora of EPS call me in my career so far, but this story takes the cake. So I pick up the call. Thanks for calling American Airlines, how can I help you? EP, yes, I'd like to get seats for my flight. Me, do you have your record locator / confirmation number? EP, no, but I've been on hold for an hour. Me, okay ma'am, do you have anything I can use to help you look up the flight info? 10 minutes later. Me, okay, I see this is a Costco travel agency third-party booking with British Airlines, but as a whole domestic flight. What this means is for some reason Costco booked this passenger on flights within the US, but technically BA controlled the flights. This means there will be an external reservation fee of $50 person per person. EP, okay, I just need flights so my family can sit together. Me, pulls up the seat map. Okay ma'am, I see we have paid seats available to sit your family together as they are the only seats left open on the plane. EP, what? I'm not going to pay for those seats. You all need to accommodate me as I have a 15-year-old that isn't sitting near me. Me? Well ma'am, I am just telling you what I have available as Costco booked the seats how they did when you were booking with them. EP, my 15-year-old will have an anxiety attack if you don't sit us together. Me? Ma'am, while I understand what you are saying, 15 is old enough under our rules to be a young adult traveling alone. EP, well you are going to have a YATA that has a panic attack if you don't give me those seats you FN $cur. Me? Ma'am, do not curse at me again or I will end the call and make sure the next agent that gets a call from you understands how you treat us. EP, okay I'm sorry. Please don't hang up on me. So what can you do to sit us together? Me, again ma'am, we only have the main cabin extra seats available. I cannot unassign other passengers from their seats. EP, you know I don't like your tone, you have a bad attitude. Me, ma'am, I am just working within the rules corporate has given me. EP, listen here you FN $cur. Me, and I'll be disconnecting due you your bad attitude. Click. Edits for spelling. Story 6. Mum has a phobia of hair. Hi, I saw a Reddit post on TikTok so I was inspired to tell my story. I am just turned 19M. A little bit of context is that I am currently doing a gap year and working for when I go to university next year. My mum has OCD and BPD and past trauma which makes her become entitled and narcissistic. The main issue is that my mum hates hair and she has very short hair herself. She has always expected me to have short hair when I was growing up. I kind of never really bothered to care. Obviously I cared a little bit, but when I was younger I never had self-image issues which meant I wanted my hair a little longer. I'm not talking about long hair for context, just not buzz-cut hair. I remember once the barbers cut my hair and then she made me go back to get it cut short. Anyway, she used to force me to get my hair cut, but as I am autistic, getting my hair cut has always been traumatic because it's an uncomfortable social environment for me. I stopped going, and in lockdown my mum had a breakdown, so I went to live with my grandmothers for a bit, but since my grandmother didn't want to look after me anymore I lived with my auntie for a year, which I found to be bad because my auntie could be volatile and it all felt temporary. Anytime coming home was brought up my mum would try and guilt trip me into cutting my hair, and that was always the plan. Not her getting help or accepting me for having hair that wasn't a buzz-cut. Whenever I would refuse she would call me names like a tramp, talk about my hair looking a mess, bird's nest, etc. etc. I finally came home over Christmas just gone, but it soon became about my mum, so I stayed with my grandma a few nights when she got bad, but one night it got so bad that she took an overdose. It got serious with my dad saying to me he doesn't know what to do with me because he'd exhausted all options with me, and throughout my childhood never defended my mother's behavior, just told me to stop and would tell me privately this was because challenging my mum would mean she would harm herself. During these few days my dad tried to scare me into saying I have nowhere to go, and I kept telling him there's no way he'd see his only child homeless, and he'd say since I'm 18 nearly 19 that I would have to make my own way. I ended up giving in to my mum, or so I let her think, by getting my hair cut shorter than usual in a comb forward cool kind of style, which I made her think was the result of me trying to appease her. She didn't fully appreciate it and was still deep down uncomfortable with it, but it was better than before. She actually during this time too told me I was mature for cutting my nails. I did this to appease her, as well as having my nails short is a sensory issue for me. I don't like the feeling of them being short, but she expects everyone to cater round her niche phobias. This is just an example of the many ways she's abused me. Another example is she doesn't like vintage or second-hand clothing. She doesn't allow me to keep my clothing in the house, and I store them at my grandmother's and makes my grandma wash my clothes for me. She calls my clothes trampy and pleads with me to stop buying them and will make snarky and nasty. That's all for today. Please don't forget to like and subscribe.